Welcome to this week's edition of the Premier Rugby Wrap. There's now only 4 rounds left to the competition, and last weekend's results saw changes to the top 4. Let's look back on the action from round 14 before we preview this weekend's games. Brothers continued their winning streak with a 29-20 win over South, while East bounced back into the winner's circle with a 25-18 win over Sunnybank. GPS got up over North 32-14, University accounted for West 26-16, and in the Sunshine Coast Heritage Round clash against the Gold Coast, the Breakers came out on top 45-33. South faced a significant challenge in Brothers after a successful string of wins. The match was a tight contest and the first half saw the only points come from penalties, leaving the Magpies ahead 6-3 at half-time. Brothers came out in the second half and ran in 2 tries to take the lead before Queensland Reds flyer Chris Fe'uai-Sortia scored for South, providing the crowd with an exciting final 15 minutes. Inside centre Nathaniel Gendels secured the match for the Brethren with his second try late in the game, leaving Brothers ahead at full-time 29-20. The match between East and Sunnybank was played in front of a sellout crowd at David Wilson Field, with more than 240 ladies packing out the Tigers in goal for the club's Ladies' Day event. The Tigers were bolstered by the inclusion of Australian under-20s fullback Jonah Placid, and it didn't take long for him to impress, scoring the opening try of the game. East went into half-time ahead, 11-6, but it was the Dragons who would strike first in the second half, with Ryan Tongia and Danny Rutledge combining to put Sunnybank in front. The Tigers weren't willing to let Sunnybank stay in front for long, with Petawar Paraka and Toby White both crossing over to put East back in front. The team held strong in defence until the final whistle to win in front of a vocal home crowd 25-18. The match between GPS and North was another close encounter, and the first half saw North start off the match in textbook fashion, with Varesa Mataitini scoring the first try. GPS answered back with a penalty to Nick Zangiri and tries through Phil Kitty and Liam McWhirter. But Mataitini wasn't going to let the Gallopers run away with the match and scored his second try on half-time, leaving the Eagles trailing by 3. The first 15 minutes of the second half saw neither team score before Jeep switched into gear and Kitty and McWhirter both crossed over again for a further 2 tries. Zangiri nailed a second penalty to score 15 unanswered points and closed out the game for the home side 32-14. The match between University and West showed signs early on of being another troublesome encounter for the students, after West got the better of them earlier in the season. University couldn't crack the West defence in the first half, and their only points would come from a penalty to David Bird, while Sam Green made sure that West were ahead at half-time, slotting a penalty of his own followed by a field goal. The Bulldogs' lead was short-lived, however, with Reds lock Dave McDouling crashing over early in the second half. West scored through winger Peter Nelson to bring the Bulldogs back into the game, but the boot of Bird and a further try to Curtis Browning sealed the game for the students 26-16. The game of the round saw the Sunshine Coast host the Gold Coast at Stockland Park, as the Stingrays celebrated their heritage round. 2 early tries to the Gold Coast wingers Sal Emilio and Dennis Gordon set the tone for the match as the Breakers got out to an early 14-0 lead. The Stingrays answered back with tries to Sean Simonic and Brendan Mitchell, but the Breakers scored a further 2 tries before the half-time break. Luke Evans crossed for the Breakers' 5th try not long into the second half before the Stingrays staged their comeback running in 3 tries. Despite their best efforts, the Sunshine Coast side couldn't chase down the Gold Coast, and the Breakers came out on top in the Battle of the Coast encounter 45-33. The Musashi High Performer of the round this week was awarded to Breakers blindside flanker Stacey Hosking. Enjoy your Musashi prize pack, Stacey. After the weekend's results, South have fallen back out of the top 4 into 5th place, remaining on 46 points, while Brothers, GPS, East and University are once again in the top 4 teams. Sunnybank are now 5 points shy of the top 4 on 43 points in 6th place, while West, North, Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast remain in the bottom 4. This week in round 15, North will host University at Hugh Courtney Oval, while South and GPS will square off at Chipsy Wood Oval. West will travel to Old Mac Oval to take on Sunnybank, and the Sunshine Coast will take on Brothers at Stockland Park. In the game of the round, Gold Coast will host their rescheduled Heritage Round celebrations as they attempt to tackle East at Bond University. With the Queensland Reds in Christchurch this weekend for their Super Rugby qualifying final against the Crusaders, Premier Rugby will be the top rugby on show in Queensland, with 5 thrilling encounters on the cards. So head down to your favourite Premier Rugby club this Saturday and see the stars of tomorrow today.